The Portuguese government says that light is beginning to shine through the gloom, that the first hints of economic growth are showing after years of recession. But here in Porto, it's hard to find signs of it. And so the latest austerity measures brought thousands of people out onto the streets in a march organised by the trade unions. Many of these people are angry with the Portuguese government's latest budget, which raises taxes on people earning as little as €600 a month. They're pinning their hopes on the country's constitutional court, which has already rejected some of the government's austerity measures. The union members tend to be older workers. In Portugal, like in Europe's other crisis countries, the young are more often in casual labour and have much higher levels of unemployment. In a Porto backstreet, I met Pedro, a nurse in a state hospital. Like many of his colleagues, he's on strike this week.
We have a bigger workload and no increase in the salary. This means that at the end of the month we've worked more hours and have less money.
And nearby, I met Mario in his bar, where he mixes cocktails and worries about how few customers walk through the door.
We invest our money in other business or to improve our business, and nowadays it's almost impossible. You have to fire some people, getting some cuts from 2 years now almost, and next year I think it will be the same, and it's being a struggle for us.
In the capital, Lisbon, there were also protests. Workers drove hundreds of buses over the River Tagus after the government said crowds would not be allowed to march on the bridge because of safety concerns. Back in Porto, they filed through the city centre. The sign says enough, meaning we can take no more. And right now, the Portuguese don't quite know where to look for the signs of recovery that the government promises are on the horizon. Barnaby, Phillips, Jazeera, Porto.